right, what's going on, everybody? You got Chad and Dave here on another episode of Reunion Station. And I'm pretty pumped today because we've got somebody on the line here who has an awesome product. And not only an awesome product, maybe my favorite title that I've heard in automotive lately. We're joined here today from Chris Snellgrove, who's not only the CEO, but really the CES, the Chief Executive Sensei. And he's here to talk to us a little bit today about Reputation Sensei and his start in the automotive business. He's been around a while, and he's got a really awesome thing to talk to us about. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about you guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys. We're super excited to be here. Reputation Sensei is really about helping dealers refine their customer experience and then market that customer experience out to attract more people to the dealership. But it all begins with the customer experience. We have a saying, if you don't take care of the customer, somebody else will, and that's typically your competition.
Absolutely. No kidding.
Well, I mean, we're excited to learn a little bit more about this too. And just as a reminder for everybody, I mean, the reason we created this podcast is really to shine light on some other companies that are doing great work out there. You know, Chad and I are all over the industry. We've been, working at a dealership and we're at several of the shows. We've got to meet a lot of really great companies out there that really can help support our clients, our partners, our friends in the industry. And Chris, we've been so impressed with what Reputation Sensei does and then, what they're doing in the ORM space and you do a lot of things differently than other folks. So, I mean, we're hoping to kind of put you on the clock here, 2 minutes, quick elevator pitch. And, what are the differentiators? How do you create ROI? What is it you guys do differently than others?
So first and foremost, we always begin with training. We feel like that, you've got to work with the sales staff on delivering the best possible customer experience. We call it an exceptional customer experience. That's what people are looking for today. When people go to a dealership, they're looking for a fast, easy, pleasurable experience. We know it's never going to be fast, but you can really manage that expectation. So first and foremost, the training, and then really deploying a strategy to capture that delightful customer experience in the form of a testimonial. We always start with video. We want to ask for a video first, back down to a photo. Not everyone's going to do a video. Go down to a photo, and if they won't do a photo, then a written review, but 3 asks on every single sale. We then take these testimonials, we call them marketing assets, and we use them in the marketing to help attract more people to the dealership, to build trust in the localized area. So over time, our dealers will become the highest rated, most trusted dealer in their area, not by their admission, but by the admission of their own clients promoting their business.
No, I absolutely love that. I think we're all more likely to buy. And you might even have a statistic about how much more people are likely to buy based on reviews when somebody has great reviews versus somebody's not. I mean, it has to be the case. It has to be a major impact on sales. Would you say so yourself?
Absolutely. When, we always ask, what is your favorite lead source from salespeople? And it's always referrals. Why? Because referrals close at 75%. When people come in and they're a referral, they trust you because of the transference of trust. When you recommend a product or service to a family member or friend, that trust transfers from you to them. So when they walk in, they trust you. And so reviews work much the same way. The reason that we started with or really created reputation marketing was 78% of people trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations from friends and family. That means you can use trust or use reviews and testimonials to build trust to attract more people to you.
Absolutely. I knew you'd have a great stat in there for. And so you kind of talked a little bit about it there, how not everybody's going to leave a video. Not everybody's going to do those things. What is kind of the biggest prohibitor for especially dealerships, taking it back to our industry, for them actually building their reviews? Like what is that problem? Is it process? Is it people? What does that look like?
In our opinion, it's lack of training, because there's 6 ways we generate reviews and testimonials, but by far the ask is the most important. It's the way you ask. To get someone to leave you a video testimonial, it's, there's training involved. You got to make people feel comfortable in front of the camera. Just to say, hey, Dave, I need you to do a video testimonial for me. I need you to open up with your name, what you purchased, the name of the dealership, what you like best about it, and mention my name at some point. Go. You're like, don't ask people to perform.
Right.
So we have some specific strategies on how to make people feel comfortable in front of the camera. We train the sales staff on how to make people feel comfortable. And that's the key. And be natural about it. Don't ask people to perform. So that's the key. And then lack of process. I mean, if you're not getting reviews on a regular basis, you probably don't have your sales staff involved in the process. Because again, the ask is the most important, and how you ask, putting the benefit on the customer versus the business. Every company on the planet right now is asking for reviews. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So when we ask for a review, we go, hey, Chad, we would really appreciate some feedback on the experience. We're going to send you a review request. And if you could give us some feedback on the experience, it would help us to serve you better in the future.
I love that. I think that's a great word track. And for me, what I always think about is where I see dealerships struggling. And we do a lot of analysis on our end on the local SEO side. And we know that one of the most impactful things for how a GBP shows up is how well your reviews are. And I looked at a dealership this morning, and I won't call their name out, but they had 3 reviews on their fixed ops page. And it's like, come on, guys, we got to know better than that. And so, I mean, for people that, do really well in sales but maybe are lacking in the fixed ops side of reviews, do you have any advice for dealerships on that accord?
As far as the fix, well, you just mentioned it. Like, first and foremost, making sure that you have separate Google listings for your different departments. Every Walmart, every Publix, all the big box retailers figured it out a long time ago. A lot of dealers still don't have that. And then secondly, feeding it content, namely reviews, right? Making sure reviews go to each property. And then next, responding to those reviews. Very important that you respond to the reviews in a timely manner. And then lastly, pushing content to those properties. Google loves content. So reviews are a good piece of content, but also photos. And even you can take testimonials in the form of photos or videos and put those as Google posts. So content is very important for all your Google properties.
Chris, I mean, one thing that we've seen, because we, as we optimize, I think 95 different elements coming through the API to these different Google Business Profile pages. And so you can see significant increases in terms of number of eyeballs, how many people are seeing your page. But if you don't have those reviews, you can have thousands more people seeing your page, but they're not calling, they're not going to your website, they're not asking for directions. I mean, there's a direct correlation there. So I'm glad that you mentioned all those things. It's not just optimizing. And I mean, I know Chad and I, we do audits for all sorts of different folks and large dealer groups and OEMs and all sorts of things like that. And what we see, I mean, nearly 9 times out of 10 is that there are no reviews on the parts page and the service reviews are less than 20 and there's not enough. So yeah, thanks for saying all that. And so the reason why we want you to be here talking about this is because you can help with that. So, I mean, if somebody's interested in that help, how do they get a hold of you?
And one last thing on a point to add to that, when you deploy this strategy and start feeding the reviews to those different properties, you guys see it, the hockey stick, right? The web traffic goes up, the phone calls go up almost every time. So that's important. Where we're found, reputationsensei.com is a good place to find us. You can see more information on our products and services there. Check out our Google listing. We walk our walk. We have close to 300 Google reviews, over 100 on Facebook. So, we believe in walking the walk.
Absolutely. I love it, Chris. I was hoping that you were going to lead into the reviews there. I was hoping you were going to mention your own reviews.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad you did.
Yep. We promote them out.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you being on this podcast here, Chris. And again, I mean, this is something that Reunion endorses. We think you could do a great job. The training really helps. Doing the service and parts reviews is one of the most underutilized part of the strategy that dealerships really could take advantage of. They really need to be taking advantage of this to show up that much more often. You guys can help. So really appreciate you being on.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the partnership. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.